Hey everyone, this is Jeff from jeffclements.com. Just wanted to give you guys my review on the OnePlus One. So, I actually use the OnePlus One as my monitor for my camera, which is kind of cool. Just to start off, when I first fired up the phone, started using it a little bit, I really noticed how fast it runs. It runs really smooth, really quick. The processor isn't taxed by a lot of bloatware or a lot of other garbage within the phone, which is nice. So you get the full capacity of that processor. The other thing I noticed is that in well-lit situations, it does pretty well with the camera. I am enjoying the camera. It's a good quality camera. I've been pretty happy with it. And in most situations too, the flash is actually pretty decent, which I'm not big on using onboard flashes on cameras. Most of the time they're just garbage. And they just blanket things with light, so it just looks awful. But it does okay. It does a decent job at that. Some of the other things I like too, it runs, like I said, super quick. Keeps a good battery charge. I'm usually good for a full day, even if I'm using it a lot. It seems to last a full day. I also really like the customization, of course. With CyanogenMod in there, it's just, I mean, you can do anything you want. You can modify things, you can change things. Everything is very open. So now just to some of the cons, some of the things that I haven't liked so much about the phone. There is a gestures feature, which I might make a video showing you how to turn off. I would turn it off. The gestures, it's weird. It seems to more pick up when I'm not trying to do the gesture on the screen. So for instance, you can draw like a shape and the camera will turn on. I find more often than not, I'm just doing something else and I'll accidentally engage that, and it happens quite frequently. It actually took me a little bit to figure out what I was doing wrong, where the camera kept turning on and then also the music player kept turning on. So once I shut that off, I've been good to go. So that was just a quick little thing to note if you are going to get the OnePlus One. Another kind of con is just I found that there's two features that I really wish that it had that it doesn't. One would include a fingerprint or a different type of Touch ID sensor. I do actually utilize that. I like being able to easily access my phone. I used to not even put passwords on my phone, but now that I bank on my phone and I do a couple other things that I really don't want other people having access to, I have to keep it locked. So it'd be nice to have a Touch ID, just get a little access a little quicker if I'm just trying to listen to music or do some other things. The other big one that I actually did really use on my last phone, which was the M8, was the infrared port. So I did use the IR blaster. I had it hooked up to a ton of stuff and I could control it all from my phone, which was really cool. So that is something that I would like to see in a newer version of this, like for what they've been rumoring for the OnePlus 2. I'd really like to see an IR blaster and some type of Touch ID sensor. The last sort of con is that accessories are very hard to find. It's very difficult to locate accessories for these. I mean, there's a few on their website, but even Amazon, it's pretty limited. You're limited to pretty cheap cases. It's hard to find really high quality case manufacturers that make cases for this thing. But other than that, the last pro that I do have to say is, of course, price point. You cannot get into a phone for this cost with any other manufacturer, not of this quality. So really, this is the top quality phone you can buy for the cost. Either, I believe, $350 or $400, depending on the size you buy. But you really cannot get a phone for less than that. So yeah, sort of in summary, I'm going to keep this guy as a backup. I'm going to be looking at a couple other phones, but this is an extremely high quality phone to keep around as a backup. So if anything ever happens to my other models, I can utilize this one. But all in all, I would give it a good rating. I'd say if you're looking for something inexpensive that you can put on just about any carrier, and you don't want a contract, you want none of that junk, this one just full price, really good deal. If you guys have any questions on it, you can find me on my website, which is www.jeffclements.com.